up, guys? RTO here. So basically, I'm going to go over patch 8.13 notes, whatever. And pretty much, we're going to go over the entire notes and just look at if it really has, what kind of effect it might have on top lane, the game in general, and also Renekton itself. Okay. First, they're bringing the new Aatrox. I've looked at his abilities. A lot of people are saying he's really bad. Again, I don't know. I never know. Like, when it came down to Pike coming out, Camille, really any new champion that comes out, it's always like, you don't really know exactly, because a lot of times I think, wow, he's going to be overpowered. He's not. Or always be really weak. He's not really weak. So, and again, I don't know. A lot of people said Irelia is really bad, and now look at Irelia now. Okay, so there's that. So I don't want to get too much into new Aatrox until we actually see him on the Rift. But obviously he will have an impact on top lane, because the Aatrox now that's starting to really come into meta, which is getting reworked, is not going to be there anymore. So it is kind of important, because I've been seeing Aatrox probably every third game, every 3 games. He's been playing so much in LCS. So it's going to be interesting. Irelia. So Irelia is getting a really, really, really big nerf. Huge nerf, actually. It's massive. I don't even think I'm going to see Irelia that much anymore with this huge nerf. I think it's too much. I've been telling you guys in my stream, I think she's a little strong, yes. But this is a gut. This is a massive gut. Like, every single ability she has got completely and utterly nerfed. Her passive, or W, or E, or R, all of it got nerfed. So I think it's too much. So we'll see what happens on this champion, but I don't think we're going to see Irelia too much this patch, boys. So not the best for Irelia. Okay, so Kindred. I don't really know much about Kindred. W now create skills to items. Okay, so again, not too much stock into that. Kindred's already really strong as it is. I don't really think this is a buff or a nerf. I'm not exactly sure. We'll see. We'll see. So Lucian's actually, so they're actually nerfing Lucian. I think this is a good nerf. I think we kind of need it. In my opinion, he's probably the best actual AD carry in the game right now. So I guess this is kind of needed to make the other AD carries start to really spike. And what it also looks like too, because while Lucian's being played, he's like one of the few AD carries who can really run Essence Reaver and run it really well. So that's going to make it more interesting. But obviously, that really has no impact on the top lane. Pike, another champion, really doesn't have impact on the top lane. But still, it looks like to me, they're changing the style. They want Pike to go more straight damage rather than somewhat this off damage, tanky-ish build kind of thing, which I like. It makes it to where, this guy, hey, he's more squishier now. I like that. I'm cool with that. So he's a really weird champion because he doesn't actually scale well. You can't build health on Pike, so it's a really weird champion. But I like that they're doing this, because it makes Pike where you just got to go full damage. That's what you have to do with this champion. So I do like that. Okay, so on Gragas. Gragas is getting a buff. Gragas, I feel like, needs a buff. I truly do. You don't see Gragas very often anymore, so this is fine. But I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing more Gragases more often, because obviously they're buffing the W, and they're adding 50 more range. So it makes Gragas has more of a burst kind of thing, but as long as you're like an all-in, you're fine versus Gragas, even with this buff. So now J4. They are obviously buffing J4 as well. J4 is a jungle player, but can be played in the top lane. Right now, he's not been playing much because Irelia, Camille, Renekton, they just destroy J4s, especially with Essence Reaver and all that. So J4 is not really viable in the top lane. I think even after this buff, I don't think it changes. If he's played top lane, that'd be nuts. So my 2 cents on that. So now a little bit of AD carry buffs. Jinx, little buff here. Kalista, little buff there. Again, no real impact on the top lane. Let's scroll down a little bit. Casta, Orianna. Riven. Oh, yes. Dude, I love it. No, I don't. Because a good Riven player can make Renekton not as good as you want him to be. So they're buffing his health regain. Does he need it? Yes. Do I want this? No. Because good Rivens will use this, and they will use it really well. Also, his aura is a less cooldown than it had before. So now it's cooldown pretty much the exact same times as Renekton. Actually, a little shorter in later levels. So that's going to be interesting when it comes to Riven. So I haven't really seen Riven all that much lately. I've probably seen him, honestly, on my main account this patch alone probably twice. And that's being nice. So I really don't see Rivens at all. Like you look 5 patches ago, you see Riven every other game. So I really don't want to be Riven meta again. But you know what? I'd rather that than Irelia Camille, honestly. And I don't think it's going to make Riven, oh my god, too much. Especially at lower ranks. Again, I've told you guys, I think Riven's way harder once you get about D2+. So if you're below that, I wouldn't even worry about this. It really doesn't concern me too much. Tryndamere. Oh no, they're buffing Tryndamere. So this is huge. This is actually much bigger than what's being credited here, in my opinion. Because as long as he crits, it lowers the E cooldown as it is. But now at level 5, after 5 ranks in, it's already 7 seconds. it's literally like the E is going to be up nonstop. So, obviously, early levels didn't affect it, but later levels, guys, it really does affect it. So, Tryndamere is going to be a hoss late game with this buff. So, I think this is much bigger than what's being told right now on this issue. And I do see Tryndamere quite a bit, so we'll see on that one. So Nerfs, Camille nerf. Obviously, they nerfed Camille, they nerfed Irelia. I've been telling you guys, those champions are S tier by far. The Irelia nerf is a gut. This Neil makes Camille more, I want to say, strong. I think she's strong now when she's S tier because that is a lot of damage taken off, dude. 75, 60, all goes to 200 to 255. That's a pretty big nerf. And that's got lets out actually landing the E. And if you dodge it, it doesn't even matter. But she lands the E, I think. Does she get attack speed or something like that? I know she gets something. But regardless, though, it's a lot less damage. She actually lands it, so I do like that a lot. I think it makes her more, not so much S tier, probably a little just really strong instead of S tier. So I do like this quite a bit. Mundo, they nerfed his E. They made his E not as strong later in the game. Again, you can really abuse Mundo early game as it is. And then later in the game, if you're running Conquer, you know, you're pretty okay, especially the 1v1, you're fine. So I don't think this really affects us too much. But hey, he's a little nerfed. Hey, that's never a bad thing, right? Never a bad thing. Yi. So it looks like they're lowering his mana cost. I don't really see Yi too much in higher elo, but it does make it more interesting. Something to look at, you know? Because you know the Taric and Yi comps like to do some weird, you know, funnel strats. So we'll see what happens there. So Nunu. They're also buffing Nunu. Wait, just kidding. They're nerfing Nunu. Just kidding. They're nerfing Nunu. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Kind of surprised seeing Nunu nerf to be honest. Because I don't really see Nunu as it is that much anyway. So we'll see. I don't think that matters so much. Ornn. Okay, I've been seeing a lot of Ornns. He's probably the #1 tank being picked. Poppy and Ornn are back-to-back being picked so much. So they're nerfing Ornn. 9 health to 7 health. That's something. Again, because Ornn's the type of champion, he wants to stay in lane nonstop, keep buying items. So it makes it where he might have to back more often, which I do like. And they're making the W not as wide range. That's really cool. But preferably, I wish they'd make it more take away percent damages. Because if y'all don't know about any tanks, guys, pretty much almost every tank in the game, they scale off percent damage, not so much like base attack, you know, just damage in general. So I guess I'm happy with this. It's something. That's what Riot wants to go to, is basically lowering the range of his W and all that. So I guess I'm cool with that. But either way, you can still kill Ornn early on with PTA, but, you know, with Conquer, you know, play for later on in the game, you'll wreck Ornn, regardless. So Singe, nerfing Singe. This is very expected. I expected a Singe nerf. Again, Camille, Irelia, Singe. I've been saying Singe was the best AP champion top lane for a while now. This looks like a pretty hefty burf. It looks like a nerf. Really hefty. And again, his early game is kind of annoying for how strong he gets. They made it worse for it. It actually gets up to 8% later down the road. But, you know, early game, it's actually quite weak. What I'm worried about, though, is Singe might say, you know what? I can't lane versus you, and I'm going to proxy. And preferably, I'd rather lane versus Singe than to deal with the proxy. Okay, so that's my preference on this matter. And it also looks like his R, is that a little nerf? Yeah, a little nerf on his R, too. Okay, something. Taric nerf. I was just talking about the Yi comp, the Yi Taric synergy. I guess that's not happening. Wait, just kidding. Wait, this is supposed to be a nerf, actually. Q bonus damage to minions removed. Oh, they took it away from minions. Oh, wait, so it's actually somewhat of a nerf. Oh, just kidding. My bad, guys. Wow, it's actually a nerf to you. Oops. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely not going to see E now. E's non-existent. Vlad nerf. Ooh. They're nerfing his E 1 point, you know, to 8.8. I think, honestly, I think Vlad mains will love that. I know a Vlad main. He's mad about it, but in the grand scheme of things, at least get his champion. No more target ban, so there's that. That's too good. Zoe nerf. Thank God. Thank you, Riot. It's a mid lane main. Doesn't matter too much for Renekton, but God, do I hate Zoe. So I do like this. I do like this. Rage Blade nerf. Okay, that's pretty cool. You know, if old Aatrox is still in the game. He's not, though, so much. But AD carry mains like KSI, who other than Magic? Kog'Maws, guys like that. Really KSI for the most part. Hard nerf for them because, you know, they always get Rage Blade. Now it's not as good. It's still going to be an item they build, but it's not as good. That's pretty good. And they're and if you didn't notice, guys, see, they're nerfing this item that affects every AP carry, I guess. Well, when it comes to like KSI and all them. But they're buffing, you know, you see this right here, they're buffing Twitch, Tristana. I noticed this as it's going, Callista, Jinx. They're nerfing on the guys that actually build AD. So that really makes bot lane more interesting. That makes bot lane very interesting when it comes down to ADCs. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out. I don't know if it's going to start going into more like AD carry meta because of all this, or is it still going to be, hey, let's play Yasuo, you know, Renekton, bot lane, and all that. We'll see. Because these are really small buffs, it looks like, for the actual AD carries. Very small buffs. But they're still buffs in general, so for those. But the magic ones obviously get nerfed because their items are never really affected, so that's why you saw, you know, the case size and stuff like that. Hell of Blades. What's it doing with Hell of Blades? Oh, domination style points. I guess if you're going to go domination tree, this will be better for you, but again, I'm trying to stay away from domination tree, to be honest, unless you're going like sudden impact and all that, which is still viable and it's fine on Renekton. I'm just preferring to go more the resolve tree, and I think Conquer PTA is just too good to knock up over domination. So, and again, if you're going to go in the domination tree, this is good for you by a little. It's not a big buff, but it is something. So there's that. Hello Blades. What do I do with Hello Blades? Again, I don't really think it works with Renekton, so I don't think this really matters too much for us. Yeah, it really doesn't matter for us. We're not going to use Hello Blades ever. Unsealed Spellbook. What are they doing with this? Decrease cooldown reduction, spell increase overall. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't look like it's do anything for us at all. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Death timers. I haven't looked too much into this. Oh. So they're actually making them like, I guess, less death timers? Yeah, decrease early ranks. Okay. I like that. But this is actually interesting. Look at this, though. Because if you think about it, if you're trying to go Ignite and all that top lane, and you get that cheese kill, well, now because the death timer is so short, they can honestly TP and catch that wave for you shove it in. And now you're getting cucked for running Ignite. So I think this means more no Ignite top lane. Oh, I don't really run Ignite too much anyways nowadays, but this really makes teleport much more essential because say you get cheese killed by their jungler or whatever, they don't have time to shove it in fast enough because your dead timer is so short, you know? So this is actually pretty interesting, guys. Something to really look at, you know, later down the road. And then bounties. How's bounty working? Bounties will start 2 kills. Bounty goes at levels of kills. Okay. Okay, just more gold off kills. That's fine. I think that's it, guys. That looks like it's it. Well, that is it, guys, on the patch notes. In the grand scheme of things, this is great. This is awesome. This is a really good patch for us. The guys that I've been hating, I haven't really been like Aatrox too much. Kind of strong. Irelia. You've got Singe, you got Camille. Irelia Camille, how strong they are. Well, they got gutted. So, who is yes tier champs in top lane, boys? Renekton. He's going to be strong. I'm getting challenger. Let's go, baby.